Nation. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. I am your host, Angela Duncan, money coach, helping to bridge the poverty gap by teaching finance education and helping you empower your own money. Super excited today. My guest is Inez, and we are going to talk all things benefits. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate the opportunity of joining you today.
Awesome. So why don't we go ahead and start with your journey and your story? Tell us a little bit about you.
So I am the daughter of Dominican parents. I consider myself bicultural, Dominican American, married to a Cuban in South Florida for most of my life. So I am just a mixture of diversity right now.
Awesome. And talk a little bit about why you chose the field that you are in now.
So it's a funny story because most people are like, how did you get into insurance? And I would say it was by accident. I actually wanted to be, I wanted to work helping people. I like serving and I love helping people. So at a very young age, I thought I wanted to be a therapist. I had gotten my undergrad in psychology, and I took this job at Prudential, the insurance company that at the time had a medical division called PruCare. So I took the job because my sister was working there and she said, they have a great education reimbursement program. So I literally took the job so I can continue my studies. And shortly after, like literally within a few weeks of taking the job, I realized I was pregnant and I was way over my head because I knew nothing about insurance. So here I am having morning sickness in my 90-day probationary period and having to make a tough decision is what am I going to do with school? Because I had already, started school again. So I decided to put school on hold. I started to really focus on what I needed to learn, which was insurance. And I realized that I fell in love with what I was doing because I was getting to serve and I was getting to help people at a time when they're in need. So I learned all about all the different types of health insurance. And I felt this passion of just like, wow, every time I answered a call, it was a different scenario. So I was never bored, but I was helping people. And that really filled my passion.
Awesome. So we're talking about employee benefits. Let's take a look at it from both sides, perhaps. As a women business owner, what are some things that you recommend when you talk to someone who owns their business and is thinking about offering the benefits to their employees?
So I could tell you as an entrepreneur, when I started this company 15 years ago this month, one of the big decisions was, okay, what about my benefits? Because I'm starting as a solo practitioner, quickly starting to build my team. I said, what do I have to bring to the table? And so when we talk about benefits, most people think, okay, your health insurance and your 401k plan, there's a lot of different benefits that you bring to the table. And as a small business, especially, you're competing sometimes for talent with much larger corporations. So I'm here to tell you that you can offer the same benefits as a large corporation as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner. So that's one of the things that's a misconception where a lot of people sometimes think, oh, well, I can't compete or I can't compete with the big boys. Well, yes, you can. And this is where I love, educating people, letting them know, yes, you can offer health insurance, even if it's just 2 employees. Yes, you can offer dental and vision, and it's super cheap, it's super affordable. So a lot of times it's just the education piece of realizing maybe not every broker would want to work with you because maybe they have a specialty that they just want to work with very large employers. But yes, you can. You have access to the same markets, a lot of the same benefits. And then you also have the flexibility of being a business owner that you get to dictate and say, hey, you know what, we're going to do things a little different. We're going to have actually richer benefits, or we're going to have different types of benefits, to attract and help you retain talent.
Yeah. And perhaps, as a business owner, maybe asking the employees, like, what is important to you? Because if I'm going to go down this route and help pay for an expense item, is it health insurance that you need? Is it dental insurance? Thinking about what other things you can offer them to make them, happy employees, and hopefully they stay with you longer. So then let's take it from the other angle. If I'm an employee and I get a job and they're offering benefits, what kind of things in each of those different benefit plans should I be looking at so that I can understand as an employee what they're offering and maybe comparing one job to another job?
That's a great point. One of the things that I always tell people is don't just look at what benefits are being offered, but what does it cost? You know, what is your deductible? What is your out of pocket? And what is your cost if there's a cost share as an employee? But then also look at it in your own perspective is, do I really need this plan? Is this the plan that best works for me based on my own health issues, my own education? And I think that's very important is also putting everything in balance. So sometimes it might be that they have a richer medical plan, but then there's less vacation time. So you really have to look at the whole picture. Let's just look at not just which, you know, who's the carrier, who's this. No, let's look at the overall benefits package. Sometimes people get focused on compensation and they don't realize that the compensation may be higher, but the benefits are going to cost them a lot more out of pocket. And so that's why I always say, look at the whole picture. It's called the total compensation. So your total compensation also includes your benefits, your paid time off, your flexibility. Can you work hybrid? Can you work, you know, remote? I mean, what are the options you have available? So again, we'll look at the insurance piece, but let's all look at the whole picture. And I think that's where, you know, a lot of employers these days are starting to realize it's not just, you know, which is the insurance, which is the cost, which is the copay. No, let's look at the whole picture. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, that's some great advice too. So thinking in the future wise, do you see any changes coming, in the insurance field? I know used to have an insurance company. We did property insurance, and in Florida, it's just been crazy with the increases. Are you seeing similar stuff in like the health insurance, vision, those type of insurance plans? Are you seeing increases like the other markets are seeing?
So we've always had, you know, what we call the double digit increases. So it's been typical that the medical plans are going to run between a 13 to 15%, you know, standard increase every year. That is, you know, what they call their medical inflation. So that is a pretty standard increase. But what we're seeing differently now is that, you know, insurance companies are giving a little bit more flexibility to smaller businesses to have different funding arrangements. So companies before that, you know, because they were smaller, they were always fully insured. Now they can become self-insured without any of the risk. And what that's doing is it's actually keeping the cost more controlled, especially, you know, for companies that are taking care of their employees, the whole picture of employees, meaning we don't just offer insurance, we offer wellness benefits, we offer gym membership, we offer education in those areas like lunch and learns. So companies that are really, really taking care of their employees overall are starting to see reduced costs in their health insurance. And that's something that's really good for everyone because now people are taking better care of their employees, not just saying we provide them insurance, so we're a great company. No, we're taking care of our employees, and that's what makes us a great company. So that trend, what we're starting to see is that flexibility of more and more insurance companies offering flexible plans to employer groups of all sizes. And that's actually something that is going to benefit, you know, all the members, all the employees and the employer groups.
And that's really good information to know as a small business owner when you're budgeting for expenses year over year increases, kind of keeping in mind for the benefits that you're offering for your employees that you want to make sure that you're capturing that 13 to 15% minimum when you're taking into account your budget for the following year. So that's really good information to know. I didn't really know that about, the percentages and kind of how to budget as a small business owner. So that's pretty awesome. So I have a fun question for you, completely off topic. So I love putting people on the spot. If you could have a superpower or a super talent, what would you pick? And why do you think you would pick that?
Ooh, I would love to travel back in time.
Oh, that would be a lot
That'd
of
be a
fun.
talent.
Yeah. Is there a specific era or place that you would want to go back in time?
Um, I don't know. I really love, you know, I am very much into I don't know, I like the glamour of like, you know, back in the 40s and 50s. I just felt like people were a lot more glamorous back in the day. So I would definitely go back probably to the 30s and 40s time, you know, it was just a different era.
Yeah. Like old school Hollywood style.
Yes, glamour. I love that. I love that.
Ah, I love that answer. So, Inez, if our audience wants to get in touch with you to learn more about the services that you can help, especially with small business owners, how do they get in touch with you?
So they can reach me at Inez at strategicbenefitsonline.com. That's probably the easiest way. they can visit, our website, Strategic Benefits Online, or definitely on Instagram, Strategic Benefits. So yeah, it would be my pleasure. I love to educate people. I love to help in any way I can, and definitely encourage women to take that leap of becoming a business owner. And I know that benefits is one of the things that holds people back a lot of times because they feel they can't have the same benefits that they currently have with their employer. So I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Yes, you can do this. You can get a 401k, even if you're a small business, we'll call it something else, but you could definitely have a retirement plan. You can have all those same benefits and do it for yourself and provide for your future.
Awesome. That's great information. Really appreciate that. All right. So, another episode of Empower Her Money. I am Angela Duncan, your host. Hopefully, you enjoyed today's episode and you have action items that you can implement right away in your business to help you on your financial journey. Thank you, Inez.
Thank you. Have a great one. Take care.